What's up, guys, and welcome back to Darklight On. In this chapter, I'm going to be talking about Wildstar. Once again, this is episode 2 of Wildstar Talk. So, the beta just got done last week, which was Monday, because they extended it because they were having technical issues on Friday. But, with that said, I have to say I'm totally just baffled about all the changes and all the upgrades that they did on this particular game. I mean, for the sheer amount of 3 weeks, they did a lot. They did a lot of work. They put their time in. They did just so much stuff, polished so much stuff, made it just look a lot better. Don't get me wrong, there's tons and tons of bugs that are going around. You'll definitely see them in this video. But the really cool thing I would have to say would be the body sliders that they finally decided to add to the game. I am just astonished that they decided to do that. It shows that the devs are listening. It shows that they're listening and trying to improve the game. Body sliders to the game is just phenomenal. But I spent a sheer amount of time playing as the gunslinger in this game, or spellcaster, or whatever the hell they want to call them. But I actually had to say I was actually really shocked about how fun this class would be. I mean, it's very mobile. You have a lot of attacks that are not stationary. You can just blow stuff up. It's sheer amount of DPS. It is a class that can be DPS or healing depending on your setup. But it's a really fun class. As you see, I'm playing as one of my favorite races, the Chuas. I believe that's everybody's favorite race, to tell the truth. There's so many Chuas in there. But it's really fun. It's really fun, really fast. You can take down enemies. I'd actually have to say it's better than the Esper, because if you watch my last video, I pretty much played nothing but the Esper in that particular one, and I have to say it's better than that. The second class that I played in was the warrior class. I actually tested out all the class, but I only got footage of the warrior class and the spellcaster or spellslinger. The warrior class was actually a lot better than I remembered. The character was a little bit more responsive. They had much more DPS, and due to the fact that you have the body sliders, you can actually make your character look like a total beast with the sword and the shield and everything. They're really fast, has nothing but massive burst damage on that particular character, and it's just a real fun class. I'm actually thinking about dabbling into that class because, tell the truth, the engineer class is just growing off of me. I'm actually think I may actually go a warrior as my tank, just because it's a lot more responsive. Warrior classes, you press the button and it has like a 3-second delay for its main attack because it has to charge up. But the warrior class, you just get in there, get in their face, just do a whole ton of burst damage or just taunt them and call it a day. I may actually have to go that class because it's a really fun class. I also too dabbled in another path system. If you remember my last video, I pretty much dabbled in the soldier class. I actually dabbled in the settlers. The settler is amazing. I mean, just amazing. Just the sheer amount of stuff that you can do with that particular class, and I mean path, and it's all what am I trying to say? It is all group oriented. There we go. So you're not just buffing yourself, you're buffing everybody around you. You can go around and pick up these items, and then you go to the station and then you just build stuff. You just build buff stations. Everybody can use them. You can use them. Everybody can use them. And on top of that, these buff stations are all around the world. So as long as you have the materials to get them, to build them, you can just constantly build them up and build them up and build them up. And if you're thinking about guild purposes, just think about going into a dungeon with like a whole bunch of buffs, or going into a raid with a whole bunch of buffs. It's great. I hope they actually add that into PvP while you're charging up for your PvP, or I said charging up for your PvP, charging up to play PvP. Hopefully they can put stations in there so you can actually get your buffs. That would be really great if you could really do that. But I mean, like I said, it's Really beautiful game. They do have a lot of bugs in the game, as you probably already saw by now, where you have the grass stretching all the way across the screen. You got tons and tons of texture problems or UI problems. Oh yeah, totally forgot. The UI system is really great too. If you remember my last video, the UI was very cluttered and very horrible, but now they cleaned it up and actually put the UI, put the new UI in the beta, which is really great. But anyway, you have a bunch of text problems. What I mean by text problems is that randomly throughout the game your text will disappear and you can't read any of the missions or anything like that. You can't read anything. All text disappears. They do have a command where you can reload the UI, but it doesn't work all the time. Actually, it only works about 30% of the time when you reload your UI, to tell the truth. I personally had to log out and log back in, and sometimes that doesn't even work, where I get a couple of text is back. I might get an E or W or Z or something like that. It's just small details, you know, that they definitely need to polish up. They need to optimize the system a little bit, especially for NVIDIA users. They just need to do a lot of stuff, but to tell the truth, they're chugging along. They're chugging along with the problems that they had during on Friday, and they pushed through within 3 hours. To tell the truth, I was playing the game. I was literally locked out of the game for 3 hours, and they constantly worked on it. And then after the 3 hours, they extended it until Monday for the pre-order users, pre-order beta users. And like I said, it's a really great game. I actually was, I was on the fence about the game when I first played it, but now I'm actually thinking about this is actually a really great game. You have warpaths, you have PvP, you have the housing system, which I was really excited about and dabbled into, but that's going to be in one of my other videos. Same with PvP. And like I said, I was just astonished. But guys, this concludes this chapter. I hope you like it. If you have any questions, please let me know. They do have a beta weekend this weekend. That's to all people who joined the pre-order list and to all who tried to join in beta. So pretty much everybody is getting in. They're doing a massive stress test this weekend, and I think that's what it pretty much is. But anyway, guys, like I said, this concludes. This is your boy Black Oni. Deuce.